Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com and Get the Tables on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a week off thanks to computer issues. But you know what it is. You know how it goes sometimes when you're a streamer. Everything ain't perfect always. So had to replace a couple of the fans on the computer yet again. So I guess it's something I'm going to have to do once every 2 years, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Because even after cleaning it and everything, it was, you know, it was cool. The Rematch champion, holy crap. Joined by Kevin Smith. Oh, that's Tony. Never mind. Oh, he is letting the hair grow out. Yeah, he is. He is over there. Yeah, okay, yeah.
What a jerk. What a jerk you are, Rematch champion.
You know Rematch champion is going to talk noise. So how's everything going over there on your end?
It's good. Raining over here.
Really?
But yeah. Other than that, doing all right. How about yourself?
Okay. They said it was supposed to rain, but it's like hot and sunny. So
yeah, it was supposed to rain yesterday, and then woke up this morning and it was thundering and lightning and all types of stuff. So yeah. Nice little rainstorm going on over here.
I hope it's gone by the weekend, because I should be out there this weekend. So hopefully it's gone by the weekend. Definitely don't want to drive through that. It's been a while since I've been to San Antonio, man. So yeah, hopefully everything is cool when we get out there for the XFL championship. So we got a easy, quick show for you guys today. As you see on the screen, the question asked, 2020 finals rematch? Because right now the Heat and the Lakers are up 3-1 in the second round over the Warriors and the Knicks. And the way it's looking, they might end up meeting up again in the finals. And that's something we need to discuss here. And then we got also who won the NFL draft. We weren't able to come on after the NFL draft, like I said. But we are here now. So we're going to go back over the draft and everything like that. So let's get into it. We ain't even gonna waste no time. Let's start with the NBA. Hopefully this intro play and we gonna get into it. So we see y'all on the other side of the intro.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't play. Bruh. All right, here we go. Let's go with the intro. There we go. We got the intro. Rematch champion. Rematch is in here. He just in here with all the jokes today. Yeah, so we got the NBA playoffs going on. I'm trying to share this to Facebook real quick, and it's not letting me do it for whatever reason. Let me try it again before we start diving into this, because people on Facebook act slow all the time. Oh man, we never know when you're live. Well, if you hit the subscribe button and you actually hit the notification button, then you know when we're live. But when I do tell them, when I do remind them, they do sneak in and out. So just put that Facebook down. Hey, Rematch champion, I got you, man. I got you. And it's getting easier to do as far as intros and stuff like that. So I got you. But since the last time we talked, the Milwaukee Bucks were eliminated by the Heat. The Suns advanced to take on Nuggets, and Giannis kind of went viral for his, it's not a failure. It's a stepping stone to next year. And then the Bucks fired their coach, who just won an NBA championship 2 years ago, and they were the number 1 seed this year. And the team they lost to is a team that beat them to get to the finals in 2020.
Yeah, and then also the coach's brother passed away during the series as well. So that man was going through some stuff personally as well, man. Sucks.
And didn't Giannis miss like 2 games that series?
I believe so. I think
3?
he missed at least one or two. I know that for sure. So I think he left the game early in one of the games and then missed another one.
Yeah, so he left, I think, the first quarter of the first game and then missed the second game.
Right. And that's when they won, I think, the second game.
Yeah, even with that, Jimmy Butler still had to go crazy for the Heat to beat the Bucks. Like, the stuff Jimmy was doing was just crazy. 56 points, catching alley-oops at the end of the game to force overtime. Like, it was a lot. The ball just bounced their way. I mean, Miami is a good team, but the ball just bounced their way. So I don't think they should have fired the coach, honestly. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with you. But you know how they say, before they make huge moves like that, they go through the superstar. So, Giannis had to say, if he wanted to keep Budenholzer, they would have kept him. So obviously, Giannis was ready to move on from him as well. And he called the coaching out as well, saying that, some of the coaching moves that they were making and stuff, wasn't helping out as well. So he was calling out not only the players, but his coaching staff. So I think Giannis was just kind of done with Budenholzer after that. So yeah, I think if Giannis wanted to keep him, they would have kept him.
Okay, well, I still do. I don't like it. I don't like the move at all. Who's going to replace him? Who you going to bring in to replace him?
The only one I've heard so far is Nick Nurse, the one that just got released from.
I don't think he should have been
Toronto.
fired.
Right. Yeah. So, talk about a guy that's been through shit over there in Toronto.
He's a Phil Jackson.
So, maybe they go after Nurse, which is probably the best candidate at the moment, unless they try to get one of these up and coming assistant coaches that are available at the moment. I know they went after Becky Hammon, Toronto did, but I think that's a publicity move. I don't think they're really interested in Becky Hammon,
and she's not leaving Vegas anyway.
Probably not, unless they threw her a buku of money. I'm hoping she'll chill her out in Vegas and then become the Spurs coach eventually. But yeah, I don't see her leaving Vegas. She has it really, really nice there at the moment, and
brand new facility and everything.
Yeah, and why would she want to leave there when she's obviously with a team that could win the title again? So yeah, I don't see her leaving unless coaching in the NBA is always a dream for a lot of people, and I'm sure she would love to be the first female NBA coach in history, which I think she still will be eventually. But I don't see her going to Toronto at this particular moment. So it's going to be interesting to see who makes moves where. Obviously, I'm thinking both Milwaukee and Toronto are probably going to wait till the offseason to finally make some moves, unlike Houston, who went out and got Udoka, which I think was a great hire. Was a great hire for them. They got him out early because I'm sure he would have been a candidate for Toronto or Milwaukee as well. So, yeah, great hire for Houston. So it's going to be interesting to see what dominoes fall once some more of these playoff series end.
Yeah. So getting into the playoffs, Sunday's games, let's give you the latest games. We have Philadelphia tying the series with Boston after winning in OT 116-115. Marcus Smart hit a game-winning shot, but it was after the buzzer, after he missed the one that forced OT that took him in OT in the first place. Embiid had 34 points. He is now the MVP. We didn't get to talk about that, but Embiid did win MVP. And most of his points and stuff came before the fourth quarter, because in the fourth quarter, Al Horford D'd that man up and was like, you're not scoring no more in the fourth quarter. So James Harden had to pick up the slack, and he ended up with 42 points. Very good back and forth game. Tatum, 24 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists. Horford with 10 points, 7 rebounds. Marcus Smart, 21 points, 7 assists. Jaylen Brown, 23 points. Let's see, for Maxey, had 14 and 8. Who else? Nobody else really did anything. So it's really Maxey, Embiid, and Harden for Philadelphia, because nobody else did anything Everybody else got 9 points. So, what's your thoughts on that game in that series being tied 2-2?
It's tough, man, because I would love to see Philly go far in the playoffs. They seem to always get to the second round, third round, and then they
a Doc Rivers special
get eliminated. It sucks that Embiid is also battling an injury as well, but he's playing through it. Got to give him props for that. I mean, to me, Philadelphia is going to really need to rely on Mr. James Harden. Without him, these playoffs, I don't think they go very far. I think Embiid does also need to play. Don't get me wrong on that. And he is the best player on the team. But I think right now, with him battling the injury that he is, you can't expect Embiid to go out there and give you 20 and 30 every single playoff game. So you need a Harden to contribute as best as he can. The game they lost, game 3, Harden had a horrible game. He didn't play well. Game 4, he goes out there and played well, hit a game-winning 3 also, and they ended up taking that game. So I think they ride or die with James Harden. Boston is just really good, man. Watching them play, they're really, really good. They got weapons all over the place on that team, from the bench, from the starting 5. Their defense is good. I mean, they were down 13, I think, at one point in the second half, came back and took the lead. Should have maybe won that game, if you ask a lot of people. So I think it's going to be tough for Philly. If they win game 5 in Boston, I think they have a good shot at winning the series. But seeing that it's in Boston and you know how Boston plays, I don't think Boston loses game 5. And I think they ended it in game 6, unfortunately for Philly fans, and move on. Tatum and Brown are a tough tandem to stop, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, and Horford, I mean, that man's playing good as well. So it's like they're getting a lot of good play from a lot of their players, where you have to go with Philly, where it's like you're hoping that someone from the bench will light it up, like a Tobias. Well, not Tobias, but name anyone on the bench goes out there and has a good game. And Tobias has been kind of quiet this series.
Yep.
Maxey hasn't played to his full potential other than game 1.
PJ Tucker is nowhere to be found, but he's bold enough to yell in somebody's ear talking about what we should do. You should do this, do that. You should do your job. Make a 3 in the corner every now and then.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So I feel like Boston will end it in 6. And Boston, Miami, Eastern Conference Finals should be fun.
Until he showed me otherwise, I have Philadelphia losing as well. Doc Rivers is a second round coach. He gets you to the second round, and that's it. That's where it ends for him. So until I see otherwise, I got Philly losing too. 6, actually. I think I agree with that too. I'm trying to find ways for them to push it to 7. I mean, if Harden keeps balling, but I mean, it took Harden to do everything. So at the end, so I got Boston at 6 as well. And then we had Phoenix Suns tie the series without Chris Paul, 2-2 with the Denver Nuggets after winning 129-124. And Phoenix, Joker went off for 53 points, 11 assists. He only had 4 rebounds, though. As a center, I think you got to do better than that in the rebounding. Michael Porter Jr., 11 points, 10 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Murray had 28 points, 7 assists. Nothing really from the bench. And then Kevin Durant went off for 36 and 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Devin Booker went off for 36, 12 assists, and 6 rebounds. And then they got 19 from Shamet off the bench, which is really, that's what put him over, because him alone pretty much outscored the Denver's bench. So, and then you had Joker getting into it with the Phoenix Suns owner, shoving him as they tussle over the ball. Joker did not get suspended. A lot of people saying, well, if that was Draymond, he would have been suspended. And I kind of feel like that's true too. But I'm glad he didn't get suspended. I don't want that to happen. It's a 2-2 series. I don't want to see Joker suspended for that. Plus, the owner put his hands on him and get out the way. Yeah. Why you have the ball? So I'm glad he didn't get suspended. He did get fined $25,000 though. What's your thoughts on that series?
I still think Denver wins the series. I think Denver's just the better team, and Shamet going off for 19. I don't see that happening again for Phoenix.
Right.
Because again, they're not very deep, so that right there helped them beat Denver.
That was a surprise.
In Game 4. Of course, they'll get Chris Paul back. I don't know if they get him back next game or the game after. They'll get him back eventually, but honestly, it feels like they're playing better without him. So I don't know if, I mean, you're asking a lot from Booker as well. He's dropping 40, 50 points
a game.
Yep. I mean, if you're going to have to rely on him to score that many points, you're not going to win this series. Kevin Durant's kind of been quiet as well. It's been like the Booker show these last 2 games. It feels like he's really been taking over the games as of late. Props to him. I think Booker is a great player, and he's proven it this playoffs. Jokic only having 4 rebounds, and game 4 is a bit shocking because that man's like a walking triple-double for the most of the season. So they did something to stop him getting boards on game 4, but I think Jokic
made shots.
Yeah, that too. That does help. Yeah. So Jokic, I think, comes out a little bit more strong in game 5. I think he's going to contribute a lot more, and that crowd in Denver is going to be rowdy. So good luck to Phoenix. If they still game 5, then maybe they pull it off. But I still feel like Denver's just it's their destiny to make the finals. I feel like they're the better team between the two, and
they're not making the finals. They'll win this series. They're not making the finals.
I feel like they will, man. Even if they play LA, I feel like they'll still win. But it's going to be tough. Like, no, it's not going to be an easy ride for either Phoenix or Denver, whoever advances. But yeah, I feel like whoever wins game 5 is going to win the series.
Yeah. Right now I still have Denver because KD is crazy. People are saying he's being quiet. He's actually putting up numbers this series, but it's going kind of under the radar because Devin Booker is taking over. Yeah, KD's putting 30, 36, 30. He's putting them up. So it's just the bench. I don't trust a bench. And DeAndre Ayton is kind of half there, half not. Like, he doesn't. We knew from the beginning of the year he didn't want to be there after last year. And then he was kind of upset when they re-signed him because he thought he was going to Indiana. And then they just matched that contract, and so he was like, yeah, whatever, I'm here. But it seemed to smooth over during the season, but now it's back to being, he don't really want to be there like that. And he's not putting in that effort. Yeah. And he got benched, and he wasn't happy about that either last game. So, we'll see what happens with that. A lot of Mavs fans are wanting DeAndre Ayton here, and I'm like, well, the way Jason Kidd was doing his big men with Christian Wood and JaVale McGee, if he does the same to Ayton, we know for a fact that Ayton is going to quit on the team because he's doing it right now. And he did it last year. So,
which is weird because you're like on a team that is a title contender.
Right.
And you're just kind of giving up. There's like footage of him just kind of being lackadaisical on the court, just like staring at the ball and not even going and doing anything, which is crazy because, like, I get it. You may not like a couple of players on the team. You may not have a great relationship with the coach, but suck it up, man. Try to win that championship, and then at the end of the season, be like, hey, man, can we do something here? Can we get me out of here or something? Yeah. Like, you got to be a little bit more professional. It looks like he's acting like a little kid out there. He's not getting his candy bar that he asked for or something like that. It's like, just suck it up, DeAndre. You're still making the same amount of money that you would have made in Indiana, and you might win a title. So, like, just go out there, play hard. And at the end of the season, then you can try to make some moves. So this will make you look good either. Why would Dallas want to go out and trade for you?
Because they desperate.
True.
That's the only reason.
Other teams that are. Why would they give up capital? Could have to give up picks or maybe players to get him to a guy that is going to easily just give up on his team when things aren't going his way. So, like, step up, man. We know you're not we know you're better than this,
right? And
just come out there and play a little bit better. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We both got Denver winning that series. Right. So moving on, the Miami Heat. defeat the New York Knicks to take a 3-1 lead in the series, 109-101. I expected this series to be a little bit better, just considering what the rivalry is, but it is what it is. Miami is the better team, in my opinion. Julius Randle had 20 points, 9 rebounds, went 8 of 13 shooting. Brunson had a bounce back game, 32 points, 11 assists. RJ Barrett had 24 points, and that was pretty much it. Nobody else really gave him anything. Jimmy Butler had 27 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. Bam Adebayo had 23 points, 13 rebounds. Struss had 16 points and 6 rebounds. And then off the bench, you had Martin giving him 10 points, and you had Kyle Lowry. That's crazy that he's coming off the bench still, giving them 15 points off the bench. So going back to New York for Game 5, I think that is tonight. Game 5 tonight. What do you see happening here?
I would like to say the Knicks come out and win this game, but the way Miami's been playing, I just don't see it happening. And like Chomp Ass said in your chat,
that's actually not tonight. I'm sorry, that's tomorrow.
Jimmy Butler has just been out of control, man. Like, this man is just playing on another level at the moment, and he's out there. He is doing everything he can to keep this team alive and to move on to the next round. So he's been killing it. He's getting a lot of help from Lowry, like you said, who's giving him some contribution off the bench. And the Knicks, man, a little bit of a disappointment. They go out there soft. They go out there and beat Cleveland pretty handedly. I mean, they didn't struggle very much with Cleveland. And then you're thinking, okay, they got this, and then they just can't seem to get over the hump against Miami. When I feel like they're just as talented as Miami. They don't have a Jimmy Butler, of course, but Brunson and Randle, they're no slumps. I mean, they can go out there and drop 30 points a game if they have to. It seems like Randle's kind of been a little bit playing soft. There's some footage out there showing him last game not really hustling and just kind of walking with his head down. He even said that in the press conference that Miami is just feels like Miami wants it more than them. So it's like, I don't know if that was like a motivation tactic to say that and get his team fired up, but it's just they're not playing well. And props to the Miami Heat. I didn't think they'd make it past the first round, and they might move on to the conference finals. So, huge props to Jimmy Butler. Spoelstra's doing a hell of a coaching job, and this is all without Tyler Hero as well, who they haven't gotten back yet. So, he's got to give props to Miami Heat. They're playing very well, and the Knicks got to step it up next game, or sayonara.
Yeah, I think the Knicks will win. I said tonight. I got it confused. They actually play tomorrow in New York. I think that crowd is going to will them to a win tomorrow, and then they lose Game 6.
Yeah, that's what I feel like will happen as well. Is they win in New York, but then take the L in Miami.
Yeah, so Jimmy Butler is one of the most underrated superstars just in the NBA, because he's been doing this since 2020, really. Even with them losing to Milwaukee, they lost to Milwaukee when they was on their way to the finals. And that was a tough series for Milwaukee then. It's like, and
the thing too is, like, Miami is just that thorn, man. Like, they always seem to really fight hard no matter what seed they are. So props to them.
And Jimmy seems to love the pressure. Like, he doesn't crack it off. He's just out there having fun. Facial expressions not changing. None of that is going on. And then we have the Lakers taking the 3-1 series lead. Now, this I didn't, even though during the trade deadline episode we did, I said the Lakers made the right moves and now they got the right pieces around LeBron. I still didn't see them going 3-1 over the Warriors. I thought it'd be at least 2-2. Going back to Golden State, but they're up 3-1 over the Warriors. The Warriors look very confused. Draymond got on his podcast and said that they have to figure out LeBron, because they're so used to LeBron having the ball all the time, and he's playing off the ball this series, and now they just don't know what to do with that. So, 104 to 101 the other night. Take a 3-1 lead once again. With Draymond, 8 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. Wiggins, 17 points. Curry was 31. He had 31 points, 14 assists, 10 rebounds. Had a triple-double. But he only shot 3 of 14 from the three-point line, which they kind of killed him. Klay Thompson was nowhere to be found. 9 points, shot 3 of 11. Gary Payton, the second, 15 points, had a good game. And then Jordan Poole, 0 points. And only played 10 minutes, 0 for 4 shooting. I don't know what's. We thought Draymond was going to be the one gone, especially with Jordan just now getting re-signed in the offseason. But they might find a way to trade Jordan Poole now and keep Draymond. Anthony Davis, 23 points, 15 rebounds. LeBron, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Austin Reeves still balling, 21 points for Austin Reeves. Lonnie Walker came in off the bench, gave you 15, hit some huge threes at the end of the game. Dennis Schroeder had 10 points as well. 3-1. What you have in this series?
Before we went, we never really did a predictions for this, for the Warriors, and I felt like the Lakers were going to win this series. They caused a lot of matchup problems for the Lakers. I'm sorry, for the Warriors, and the Warriors are doing it. I'm sorry, the Lakers are doing a great job on taking advantage of them. You know, like last night, running a lot of picks for LeBron, and what are the Warriors doing? They're switching on them, and they're getting little Steph Curry guarding LeBron. Whoever's guarding LeBron, whoever's getting guarded by Steph, they have them show a pick, and then Steph switches on them, and LeBron either drives to the hole or posts his little Steph up. So it's working. And Lonnie Walker, former Spur, so it felt good to see him do well, was clutch last night. And he hit out a lot of clutch buckets. He was very, very good. I think he dropped like 13 or 15 points in the fourth quarter. He played very, very well for them. And just the Lakers are just not big enough to hold. They're like, you got Looney who can maybe hold his own against Anthony Davis for a little bit, but you got nobody that can guard LeBron. You know, you can't put Draymond on LeBron. He'll get eat up. So will Klay Thompson. You can't have Klay guarding LeBron and then be exhausted on the other side of the court. You know, that's why they put Steph on the
the way he's shooting.
Yeah, I mean, shit. But, you know, watching the game last night, what I noticed is that who's ever getting guarded by Steph, they set a pick for LeBron, and they switch with Steph on LeBron. They may have to switch. They may have to fix that because you can't just keep putting Steph in that predicament where it's either he's going to get posted up on or Steph's going to get drived on. And LeBron took advantage of that. He even had a couple of fouls going into the hoop. He got almost an and one on them. He was eating them up when they would switch it up. And just like Jeff said, the Warriors are just too small. Jordan Poole's became hidden. Last 3 games, he has been bad. He hasn't done nothing for the Warriors. It just doesn't look like he wants to be there either. And he's, you know, like you said, he's not getting playing. You got Moody, who I don't know how much playing time he got during the season. Who's playing more than Jordan Poole at the moment. Yeah. So
20 minutes.
I do think Warriors win Game 5, being in Golden State. That crowd's going to be super pumped. I think Warriors will go out there and be lights out like they usually are at home. But that Game 6, man, I think LA takes it and they move on because I just feel like the Lakers are just a bad matchup for Golden State.
This is a legacy series between Steph and LeBron. So if Steph loses this, does it affect his legacy?
Fuck no. Like what legacy is it going to destroy on him? I mean, this guy.
Well, they're going to say only reason he ever beat LeBron anyway is because
he had Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, that's a bit silly. You could say the same for LeBron. LeBron can only beat Steph because he has AD. So it's like you can go both ways here. You know, you gotta have a 1-2 punch on your team. I mean, not everyone can just have one superstar like Miami and be successful. You know, it's very rare. So
what if LeBron loses series? Does that affect his legacy? Especially up 3-1.
It would hurt it a little bit up 3-1. Yeah, absolutely. But I just don't see like LeBron letting that happen. And he's getting help. You know, Lonnie Walker stepping up these last 2 games. You got
Austin
Schroeder.
Reeves is crazy.
Yeah, and I mean he's actually getting help from the other players on the team, which he hadn't had in the past. So
Kyrie helped him a lot. So.
Oh well, I mean, and with the Lakers, not. I mean, on other teams, yeah, obviously we had Wade and all them. So yeah, he's always had help, but not on the LA, because you can't count on Anthony Davis. Like Anthony Davis is not consistent enough to be a guy that you can always count on. He'll go out there and play good defense. Yeah, he played good defense on that final stretch on Steph. I'll give him that. But on the offensive side, he's had one good offensive game where he dropped, I think, 30 points or something around those lines. And other than that, he's not really showing up on offense, which, I mean, at least he's getting something from the defensive end. But
I mean, if you 10 of 16, 23 points, that's not bad.
That's last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last night he played well. Then I think game 3 where they got
game 2 is when he was bad.
Yeah, so it's just like props to the Lakers. I don't think anyone other than maybe Laker fans and some NBA analysts had Lakers winning this series. I just felt like they were just a better matchup for Golden State, because with Golden State with the Sacramento Kings, it was a good matchup for the Warriors, because the Kings play just like how the Warriors do. They're up and down, they shoot threes, they're a fast ball team. Lakers slow it down, they make you have to play defense, and
Looney was able to bully Sabonis.
Right, absolutely. He's not able to do that against Anthony Davis. So it's like, and he's kind of a liability as well for Golden State, where he's not helping on the offensive end. And when you're down 10, 15 points, sorry, you're going to have to sit Looney. You can't play him. So it's just like the Lakers right now are playing really, really well. And whatever their game plan is working as well. So Kerr's going to have to do something where either they don't switch on those picks or they figure something out, because you can't keep Curry on LeBron. It's just not going to help. It's not going to work.
Yeah, only thing that's going to stop LeBron is LeBron keep trying to force himself to be a
now here's the question I want to ask
shooter, because he can't shoot and he keep trying to force up threes.
I asked a buddy who's a big Lakers fan. I know the whole topic of conversation is Jordan LeBron, right? If LeBron was to make it to the finals and win, would he start being closer in the conversation to Jordan?
If he won the finals this year?
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, this will be 11 finals for him? Final appearances, so. And he got 5 wins now? Yeah, it has to be. Then you run through Steph Curry. You pretty much a play-in team. You are a play-in team.
Seeing how the adversity he went throughout the season with the trades and
he's 38.
All that stuff, and the age plays a factor as well. The talent he's playing as well.
Yeah.
I know the losing record in the finals is going to kill him.
I mean, you got there 10 times, dude.
So I mean, I agree with you. Like, I don't think he'll ever be better than Jordan, in my opinion. He's definitely up there. Like, it's neck and neck. Like, it's the closest it's ever been to Michael Jordan. But if he wins, man, I think the topic of conversation gets a little bit thinner with LeBron, because it definitely has another shot at it next year as well.
I mean, I don't even have that conversation no more, period. Only thing I tell people is they need to stop disrespecting Kobe in that conversation.
Yeah,
Kobe
they need
to
to
stop
also
disrespecting Tim Duncan in that conversation. So that's all I say. If you're gonna have a conversation, Kobe and Tim Duncan needs to be in that conversation as well. So, but people they don't like to hear nothing about that. Like, all right, Kobe and Tim Duncan needs to be there. So, I personally would take Kobe over both. Just me personally. That's a personal preference. Now, do I think Kobe was? It's tough, because the stuff Jordan was doing, he was doing really without a 3-point game. So 63 up against Boston and 50s, all them 50 points against New York and the Pistons, even though some of those games were L's. Those are championship teams. You putting those numbers up without a 3-point shot at the time. And Kobe is a better 3-point shooter than Jordan, but his game was mid-range as well. But I think he's a better 3-point shooter because of the times that he came in. He's a better skill player because of the time that he played. And as far as athleticism, they're neck and neck right there. But Kobe was a better skill player. I think Kobe was a better defender than Jordan. And he was a better three-point shooter than Jordan. So, I mean, I would take Kobe over Jordan, but people, they don't like hearing Kobe in that conversation. They like, oh, man, Kobe is just LeBron and Mike. And then everybody else don't matter. Like, forget Tim Duncan, forget Kobe, which is BS to me. But I think Golden State wins game 5 and force a game 6 in LA. I hope they find a way to push it to 7. I would laugh. A game 7 between Steph and LeBron, that's ratings. Take my money. I'll put that. I'll pay pay-per-view for that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. Right now, LA is just, they looking too big, too dominant. LeBron is not even using that much energy as he normally would in a Golden State series. Like, he's relaxed. So that's the scary thing. He's not really even just like going all out right now, and they're still winning. So yeah, LA should win the series, and I think they will, but I hope Golden State can at least push it to 7 games. And that's the NBA for you. Next up, we got the NFL draft recap. Who won, who lost. Let's get right into it. Let's get the top 10 picks. Bryce Young, quarterback for Alabama, goes to Carolina Panthers. CJ Stroud goes to Houston, the quarterback from Ohio State. A lot of people had CJ dropping because all the talk of passing the test and all that stuff. And Houston said, nah, we got something for y'all. Give us CJ. And then not only that, we're going to trade up to get the number 3 spot. And we're going to take Will Anderson, the defensive edge from Alabama. So, wow, Houston back-to-back, 2 great picks. Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Florida, goes to the Colts. That made sense, a lot of sense. Devin Witherspoon from Illinois went to Seattle, cornerback. Ohio State, Paris Johnson Jr., right tackle, left tackle, whichever side they put him on. He goes to Arizona. Tyree Wilson, DN from Texas Tech, goes to the Vegas Raiders. I did not see that pick coming.
Nah, me neither.
Bijan Robinson went to Atlanta Falcons, running back from Texas. I was happy, but I wasn't happy because 2 reasons. I was happy that they got him before the Eagles because I knew the Eagles was going to try to snag him if he was there just because they knew the Cowboys might get him if he dropped. So shout out to Atlanta for taking him off the board right before Philly, who went up and got D-tackle from Georgia, Jalen Carter. They steady stacking up on Georgia defenders. And even what they said, they still trying to get Michael Parsons. Like, that's another story for you loser Eagle fans later on. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee, goes Chicago Bears. Tennessee picked the old tackle from Northwestern. And then Detroit, in another kind of somewhat of a shocker, but it made sense what they made a trade afterwards. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, running back from Alabama in Detroit. And let's see, we got some more big names. Quentin Johnson from TCU went to the LA Chargers, wide receiver. Zay Flowers from Boston College, wide receiver, went to the Baltimore Ravens. So even more speed out there for Lamar.
Finally.
Right. Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC, went to Minnesota. Mozzie Smith, D-tackle from Michigan, went to the Dallas Cowboys. Another big name. Nolan Smith from Georgia, another Georgia guy, going to the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah, those are the big names from round 1. What do you think about round 1 in the draft period? What grades would you give who's your top teams? Let me say that. My mind is all over the place right now. Who's your top team in the draft?
I mean, I feel like Houston made some smart moves, going with Stroud and then moving back in and getting Anderson at 3. I think that was smart of them. They did give up a first-round pick next year, so they better hope they do well. because they can definitely give Arizona some more ammunition next year in that first round. I thought Arizona, for what they did with the trades they made, I thought they did a pretty good job with their draft. I mean, Atlanta, they did well as well. I don't know about the Bijan pick, seeing that they already have Algier there, but
they didn't need him. But it's a good pick as far as talent wise.
Right, they didn't need him at all. But hey, if that's what they want to get and help out that offense in Atlanta for the future, I think that was a good pick. Baltimore finally getting a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson, I thought was really, really good. I'm trying to think of who else had a pretty solid draft.
Joey Porter Jr. went to Pittsburgh. Will Levis,
I thought that was good. Yeah.
Will Levis went to Tennessee in the second round.
You know, Dallas didn't have a bad draft either. They got some pretty good pickups.
They got
as well.
needs.
Yeah. I liked what Tampa did as well for their draft as well, getting the D tackle that is apparently being compared to the next Aaron Donald. We'll have to wait and see on that. I thought the Colts did well getting Anthony Johnson in the first round. I thought that was they got Josh Downs as well. So it's like it seems like everyone really had a pretty decent draft. The only really head scratcher is like the Lions to me. You know, Christian Gonzalez going to number 17 to New England. Holy shit, what a pickup for them. John Michael Schmitz, the center, going to New York Giants in the late second round. Yeah, some head scratchers. I mean, of course, you got Philly, who I don't know what they did.
Georgia got some type of somebody in Georgia got some type of sex tape or something on the guy from Philly because Howie, because he's from Florida. He graduated from Florida and he's been picking all Georgia people for the last 2 years. And then he traded for Swift, who is a Georgia running back. So somebody from Georgia got some type of leak, sex tape, drug scandal or something on Howie, because there's no way this guy just all of a sudden just go all out on Georgia in 2 years like that.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, they got Jalen Carter with the 9th overall pick, getting Nolan Smith at number 30. Holy shit. So that was they had a good first day as well.
They want him to be Michael Parsons so bad.
Yeah, Pittsburgh did well. I mean, a lot of these teams did pretty good, I thought. I like what Tampa did. You know, they got the needs that they needed. They got an edge rusher, D tackle, tight end. I mean, a lot of people are saying the steal of the draft for them was Trey Palmer from Nebraska. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I liked a lot. Well, you know, the Titans too. You know, interesting getting Will Levis when they still got Willis there, but I guess they've kind of lost faith in Willis. It looks like getting Skoronski with the number 11 pick is still kind of an iffy situation there, but I still think that was a good pick for them. I think the worst out of all of them were maybe the Lions, maybe the Commanders.
Detroit did get Hendon Hooker, the quarterback. He might be a sleeper.
I like that pick. I love that pick.
He might be a sleeper. So,
you know, Emmanuel Forbes at 16 for the Commanders was, when you have Christian Gonzalez there, I feel like the Commanders kind of had a swing and a miss there in the draft. But again, we won't know until the actual season begins and starts to see how these guys develop and how they play.
Jalen Hyatt to the Giants was one. I'm a Jalen Hyatt fan, and I low-key wanted him to go to Baltimore, but they picked up Zay Flowers, so I wasn't mad at it. But I did not want to see Jalen Hyatt with an NFC East team. So the Giants getting him, I was like, okay, because that guy is explosive.
A lot of people have him being like one of the best players out of the draft, and are praising the Giants for picking him at the pick that they did.
They needed it. They needed a receiver, and that's a good one to pick up, to take a chance on. So that one stood out to me. And then of course, the Cowboys picking up Deuce Vaughn when they got him. I believe it was sixth round for Deuce Vaughn? Let me double check on that. But the fact that they were able to get a running back, which was another need, because we still don't know what Tony Pollard is going to be, what did we get Deuce Vine? Let me see. It might have been 7.
I can tell you in just a second here.
I can't find him. Hold on. It might have been 7. Or was it 5th round?
You got
It wasn't 6.
You got him in with the number 212. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you have 2 7-round picks?
I'm about to check. I'm on the 7th rounders now. Let me double check.
Because I think it was in the 7th round.
They got Jalen Brooks, wide receiver. And then, nope, that was it for the 7th round. So it had to be
got
5th.
Him in the 6th round. You got him in the 6th round.
I just checked the 6. He wasn't there.
It says drafted Cowboys, round 6, pick 35.
Oh, okay. That's their not their main pick, but their compensation pick.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I didn't see him. Okay, but yeah, getting Deuce Vaughn, man. What up, Topsy? Like, that's a good Rematch champion. We got him in 3rd round.
What's
That's
up,
cheap.
Topsy?
Yeah,
The
Rematch champion.
Eagles.
That's a good pick, man. So y'all got talent. Hopefully, Jahmyr Gibbs live up to the hype that I think he will live up to. And honestly, I think Hooker's going to be starting by week 6. We're going to go ahead and bookmark that now. That Hooker will be the starting quarterback in Detroit by week 6. So I told you about the Aaron Rodgers to the Jets in December. I'm gonna tell you this one now. Book it. Bookmark it.
Only if the Lions are struggling badly, then maybe they put in Hooker. But I feel like they ride with Goff. I think that pick for the Lions was perfect. You know, after like Rematch champion said, the first day was a head scratcher, second day was a lot better.
Yeah.
What made the picks make more sense was after the draft, was when you traded Swift away. So now you know why they drafted the running back so high in the draft. And then they got Hooker in the 3rd round, where you're going to get him for cheap and you don't have to pay him for another couple of years, which I thought was a smart move. And I like, Lions are making moves, man. They're making moves. So
he's starting for now, Lamette.
We'll see. I feel like he'll stay there. I think Goff, again, had a really solid season last year. Not a lot of people talked about Goff and how he had like a comeback year with Detroit.
But look,
so we'll see.
He could get off to a slow start with a rookie running back and your number 1 receiver being suspended for betting, for gambling.
That is true, yeah.
So if he gets off to a slow start, I don't think the coach is going to wait. I don't think is it Dan Campbell? Who was the coach?
Mm-hmm.
Dan Campbell. I don't think Dan Campbell is going to risk waiting before making the move, because his job might be on the line. Even though he's silly. Yeah, but you see how they doing in the NBA right now. Coaches that just won championships are being removed, so people don't have patience no more. So Dan Campbell might be on the line, even though he has greatly improved that Detroit team. But you know, Jeff Okada, that was a bust. He's traded now, right? Jared Goff costs a lot of money. He gets off to a slow start, you might sit him down, look to move him and get off that contract. So I'm just saying, it's possible.
If they fire Dan Campbell, that would be the biggest mistake the Lions have ever done. That man single-handedly has turned that morale
I agree.
And that team around. People are actually going to Detroit now. Like, they want to play in Detroit because they want to
these owners though no more.
Play under Dan Campbell. I think that's just so silly if they end up firing him one down year. Because last year, I mean, they should have made the playoffs last year. So, I mean, the ball didn't bounce their way. So
we're sticking by how these owners operate these last 5 years.
Now this year they're probably going to be one of the favorites to win the North.
Yeah.
So a lot of
they should be the favorites to win the North.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of people still got Minnesota being up there. But
I think Minnesota, because they're trying to trade Dalvin Cook as well. So I think Minnesota is done. Detroit could beat Minnesota. So if you had to rank the top 5 teams, or give me your top 5 teams from the draft, who you have as far as the draft grade?
All right, this will be non-biased aside, so I won't put Tampa in the top 5. I'll put I'll go probably Philly number 1. Philly number 1. I kind of like what Detroit did. I don't want to put them at number 2. So I'd probably put like Philly, Houston. I liked what Arizona did. They stacked up on those draft picks for the next couple of years, and they still picked up some pretty solid players. Who else did pretty solid in the draft? The Patriots, man, getting Christian Gonzalez at number 17, and moving back, and still getting him. I thought was pretty good for them. I like what Detroit did at the end of the day. Seeing after all the moves they made, getting Hooker in the 3rd round, I thought that was a great pickup for them. And another team that did pretty solid for you where they were at in the draft. I don't really have another one. I think only really 4 teams really stand out to me. I would have to go back and see who everyone picked, but obviously I think the Eagles had the best draft by far.
Who did you name? You said the Eagles, Houston,
Cardinals, Lions.
So you need so you just need one more.
I need one more. I'm trying to think of one more team I could add. I like what Baltimore did, getting Zay Flowers, a much needed need for Baltimore. Yeah. I wouldn't know if I would put them in the top 5 of the best draft though. Damn, I don't know, man. I don't know who would be my 5th, to be quite honest with you.
How do you not have Dallas in your top 5? Oh, you really hate them that much? Come on, man.
Nope, not gonna do it. Nope, not Dallas. They had a top 10 draft. How about that?
Wow.
I'll give you that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Wow.
Green Bay had a pretty solid draft. I think they went a little bit high on Lucas Van Ness, though. But I thought they had a
chump ass. Name your top 5, then, partner.
Colts, you got to give them some credit getting Richardson, Josh Downs in the 3rd round. I'm not gonna say the Cowboys had a horrible draft, but they did pretty solid. Not top 5 contender though. I won't say that.
Y'all go see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see. Yep. About what Dallas is all about.
Name your top 5, chump ass. I don't want to hear where you had Dallas. Name your top 5.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Colts, I mean, number 1, Eagles definitely, right? Eagles got to be up there. Even with the trades, they have killed it 2 years straight. As far as I'm concerned, even if one of these Georgia guys turn out to be a bust, you still load it up, and you still got your veterans there. So if they do turn out to be a bust, you still got your veterans there. That's already there to to hold that spot. So Eagles number 1. Then they pick up a running back, which they need after getting rid of Miles Sanders. Swift, and that system is going to be crazy to deal with. Like oh man, y'all thought Miles Sanders had a year last year. If Swift stays healthy in that system, it's going to be a problem. So gotta give them kudos and gotta get them the number 1 spot. As much as I hate the Eagles, I gotta call it what it is. The Eagles are killing the game. Number 2. I mean, like, I love the 1st round for Houston. It's really like 3rd round on down that I really don't care for with Houston. The 1st round was good. I like the 3rd round pick in Tank Dell, wide receiver. 2nd round was decent too. They needed a center, so I like that from Penn State. But other than that, I don't really care for their other picks. But they had a strong first 3 rounds for them. I'm trying to see if I want to keep them at 2. Do I want to keep Houston at 2? I keep Dang. That's tough because y'all gonna call me biased for this, but I think Dallas might be number 2. No, I keep Houston because they got a lot of needs too. I keep Houston at 2. I'm just gonna believe that Stroud is gonna be what we think he is, and Number 3, I would. Let me see. Number three. I'm gonna go with Dallas, man. I have to. I'm gonna go with Dallas, even though the Chargers had a pretty good draft, getting Quentin Johnson, getting Thule, the edge from USC. They did pick up Max Duggan too. I don't know about that one. Quarterback from TCU. I don't know. You just got Justin Herbert, but hey, that could be a solid backup pick, backup quarterback. But Jordan McFadden from Clemson, that's a good pickup. I got Dallas number 3. The Chargers maybe number 4. The Ravens picking up Zay Flowers is huge, but they really didn't do too much after that. Let me see. Is it a Detroit or Atlanta? Because Atlanta. Let me go to Atlanta real quick. What did Atlanta get? Bijan Robinson, even though they didn't need him. Nah, I'm taking Atlanta off. Nope. So I need what? 2 more teams?
2 or 1, I can't remember.
Because I had the Cowboys number 3, and I think I stopped there. We might go. Let's go with the Colts. Colts number 4. I forgot you said it, and you said it twice too. I forgot they got Josh Downs. And then Anthony Richardson, the quarterback. He might be the sleeper of the draft as far as quarterbacks. And then number 5. He said the Jets had the worst draft. Eagles, Colts, Texans. I got Tampa and the Chargers. Oh,
no, Tampa had a good pick.
That's what I'm saying. The Chargers had one too. I'm gonna actually go with the Giants, number 5.
Oh yeah, Giants too. Yeah,
I'm actually going with the Giants, number 5. So, Eagles, Houston, Cowboys, Colts, Giants are my top 5 as far as the draft. And whatever, chump ass. I don't care what you say. Cowboys had, especially to get people that they got all the needs. Yeah, it wasn't the sexiest picks, but they got all the needs. They needed a tight end. They needed running back. They needed D tackles. They covered all of that. They got depth in the secondary, all of that. So we good. So that is the show today. Appreciate y'all joining. So after the next week, we'll come back with some more NBA playoffs updates and things like that. After the free agency and all that stuff kicks in, normally around like early July or mid-July, I do a early prediction for the NFL season.
All right.
So like I pick all my division winners early, like even before preseason start. So like we do that early. We do that early. So I want to keep that going. NHL lottery, yeah, the Blackhawks got number 1. I saw that. You say, do I agree? I do agree with your take about him starting. Oh yeah, man, I'm telling you, Hooker's going to be starting by week 6. Book market, book market. Because I'm going to say this clip. I'm going to say this clip if it happens, and it's going to be posted on social media. Y'all know how we do. So before we go, appreciate y'all watching. Thank y'all for joining. Anything you want to shout out before we go?
No. We'll be live tomorrow if you guys want to hang out. But again, pleasure as always. Can't wait for next week. Should be fun.
Greg, I hope you notice I ain't acknowledged not one of your comments on YouTube with these stupid names that you put in as your name. Bruh. So until you change your name to something that makes sense, I'm not acknowledging you on YouTube. He's a Trae Young fan, and he's still butthurt because they decided to trade Luka for Trae. So now he's always, Luka over Trae. I'm sorry, Trae over Luka. Luka hates Dallas. This is what he changes his name to. So get it. He's talking about, I know I'm still here. Yeah, I appreciate it. But no, I'm not going about your business. I'm like ignoring you on purpose. But dopecontent.com. Make sure you go to dopecontent.com. Go to the website and put your email in at the bottom and subscribe for free. You get 10% off all merch once you do that. And it's free. and you stay up to date with everything, because I do a lot of exclusives on the website now. We're writing articles now. We just got in good with the WNBA and the Dallas Wings, so we got stuff coming up from there now. XFL championship game this weekend, I will be out there. And then like we're starting to do wrestling articles now. I did a wrestling article on AEW's making history for All In, and literally the day that I did it, the next day Tony Khan came out with like 2 more tweets updating that thing, so I gotta already do another article on that. Because at the time I did it, it was 43,000. And then literally the next day he's like, yeah, we had 50,000. Then right after that, oh, we had 60,000. Like, good Lord. Like, they are moving fast as hell. But Rematch champ, appreciate the bits, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Oh, wrong button. Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you follow Rematch champion as well. Did we see Jay Cross in here? Was Jay Cross in here?
Yeah.
Make sure you follow him as well. I'm trying to make sure I get all the streamers that was in here. I don't want to miss nobody. I don't want to miss nobody. Bobaruski, does he stream?
He does not, no.
Okay. Well, shout out to Bobaruski anyway for always coming through, showing love as well. And then Greg, that's your name. That's your look. Now his name is Dope Content Loves Trey Young. Get out of here, I actually don't have a problem with Trey Young, but that foolishness you're talking, just that needs to stop. Trey is about to be traded anyway. So appreciate it. Look, Trey Young to Dallas. No, nah, that ain't happening. Actually, we'll talk about that later. But appreciate y'all coming. DopeContent.com. Stay up to date to the exclusives. If you're looking to be a journalist, whether it's wrestling, entertainment, sports, and you're trying to grow a resume, you just need a platform to somewhat practice on, but it will be published. Let me know. Dope Content, we'll work out something for you for the website. I won't charge you for it or nothing like that. And if you're interested in going to like your local games and events and things like that, I will help you apply for media credentials. Now that I'm starting to like get the brand name out, and a lot of people are starting to like catch on to my name and Dope Content's name, so I can help you. I can't promise you that you'll get in, but I can help you. I can help you. So, just let me know. For anybody that's trying to, maybe they want to be a wrestling journalist, they want to be the next Sean Ross Sapp or whoever, and you want to build a resume so you can start applying to get in stuff, and you could I already had a website set up to where if you do write articles, you could charge people to put their ads on your articles, and you get money from their ads and all of that. So yeah, we're trying to work, man. This summer is gonna go up. So shout out to everybody that supports the brand, and we're just gonna keep growing. Thank y'all for coming in. Until next time, appreciate you, Tony. It's always good to talk to you.
Always, brother. So, always. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Until next time, y'all be safe. We're out. King always coming in 2 hours late like Rob. Bruh.